10 o'clock a.m. on this August 23rd, 2015. Hello, I'm Jason Reese, and welcome to Good Morning Batavia. Jason Reese Media Production. Good Morning Batavia. Director Jason Reese. Camera 1. Date August 23rd, 2015. Scene 1, take 1. Action. And good morning, Batavia. Hello, I'm your host, Jason Reese. On this beautiful, partly cloudy Sunday here in the city of Batavia, New York, we have live traffic, headlines, sports, weather for the next half hour live from the city of Batavia, New York. And speaking of headlines, let me give you the headlines for today. We have western wildfires out in the Washington State area. NFL preseason, Major League Baseball, PGA Golf. Tiger Woods is in second place at the Wyndham, however you pronounce that, in North Carolina. And let's see if he has enough tenacity to pull it off. And it's campaign 16 continues, and Donald Trump is the person right now who seems to be making the most waves. Now, if you're really familiar with Donald Trump, amongst his billions in TV show, he was recently turned down as owner of the Buffalo Bills, so he's got a lot of money and he wants to flaunt it, and that's what we're seeing right now out of Donald Trump and campaign 216. The weather for today, high of 82, low of 62. For Monday, high of 75, low of 53. For Tuesday, high of 81 and low of 55. And for Wednesday, high of 70, low of 53. I have no current temperature right now. But anyways, you're watching Good Morning Batavia here in the city of Batavia, New York, and I am your host, Jason Reese. Let me tell you a little bit more about Good Morning Batavia and what we have planned for the upcoming months. Our live season has began, but right now we're in the preseason mode. Actually, we're basically following the NFL football schedule. Once the regular season opens on Thursday night, we're going to be broadcasting live, and that's when our season begins. And it takes us right through the Super Bowl, which then I will shut down until August of 2016. So it's a seasonal program. So we have August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 7 months of programming, once a week, half hour long, and I think a great time to do it on was Sundays. Sundays is a good day because you're heading out of the weekend, you're heading into the weekday. So you get a lot of news and information in. Also, this is basically a news show. If we have a news story, we'll break it to you. I don't use too much of the mainstream media unless I really have to, in case if it's a breaking news or a special report. If in that case, what I will do, I will let you know right on the spot what's taking place. But with all the other news media, I'm sure you can find it. But that's just what's happening here. And right now, I see I have no viewers, but still, you never know. And if for anything, you can keep this for prosperity's sake. Say down the road, something happens, and I'm on the air while it happens. So that's another reason why I'm basically doing this. If I had 1 million viewers, it'd be fine. But I'm going to do this whether I have 1 million viewers or right now it says 0 viewers. So that's where we are with Good Morning Batavia. Let's check this out here. We're going to switch over to the monitor. We're going to play a little game of baseball. And then we're going to come back and do some live traffic. You're watching Good Morning Batavia here in Batavia, New York. I realize just what you mean to me. That's right. All right, Gary, play some baseball, folks. There we go. A little better from the last time. Remember that? Oh, that was a disaster. Oh, let me give it some background music. All right, coming up, the Toronto Bills, which happen to be me, by the way. Put this in full screen mode. It's full screen. Strike one. Strike two. Stacy McJerry strikes out. We have Karen Probst. We have a single from Karen. Safe at first. Coming up next, Richard Lane. We have a fly ball up to the right field, and it's caught. 2 down. Jerry Elliott's the batter. Strike, swing and a miss. Up high for a ball. We have a foul ball. Yeah, I like doing this. I could actually be a baseball announcer. Down to the shortstop. Over to first base for the 3rd out. It's Ryan's team, 0. The Toronto Bills, 0. Top of the 8th, bottom of the 8th. Brought to you by Jason Reese Media, home of Good Morning Batavia. We have Christopher Schaff, who's up to bat. Down the pipe, and he's got a single up the middle. Kelly Sperino-Pease is now at bat. Strike one. Over the plate for a strike. Down the third baseline. She's safe. That's a single. We have 2 on at the bottom of the 8th. Ryan's team 0, the Toronto Bills 0, with 0 outs. This is pretty cool. More people should be playing this game. Tell you the truth about it. But when you're on the World Wide Web, people just look at, I don't know, the most popular video, I'm guessing. And here we go. We have Scott Zimnicki, who's up with bases loaded at the bottom of the 8th. Pitch over the plate, and he gets a bouncer, and it's going to be a defensive error, and we have 1 run in. Toronto Bills have taken the lead 1-0. Strike one. Betty DeJesus is up. Strike two. Early swing. Also, I forgot to mention that Genesee Community College. Oh, early swing, strike three. Genesee Community College starts tomorrow. We have one out, bases loaded, 1-0 Toronto Bills. We have a foul ball from Stacey McJerry. Bouncer over to second base and a defensive error, and it's 2-0 Toronto. Oh, I like this lineup, by the way. Strike one. Strike two. Foul ball. Looks like she wants to get a base hit. Strike three. Swing and a miss. We have two out. After this inning, we're going to do some live traffic. You're watching the Good Morning Batavia here in Batavia, New York. We have a base hit over to the right side. We have a run score. It is 3-0 Toronto Bills over Ryan's team at the bottom of the eighth. That was a ball. Oh, it's a strike. Woo-wee! Interesting. There's a ball. Over the middle for... We have it down to the shortstop with another defensive error. It's 4-0 Toronto. Two out at the bottom of the eighth. Strike one. Christopher Schaff at bat. Over the middle. Down the middle. And we have a out for the third out. Let's see what happens here. This could be the end of the game. It's a tie game. We have one run to get in. Let's see what happens here. Let's go for a power swing. Kelly Sperino P's at bat. Ball's released. Oh, and a strike. Oh, that should have been a home run. There we go. Single over the left side past the shortstop. We have a ball down the third baseline. We have one runner on. Both runners make it. 4-4, bottom of the ninth. Ryan's team at Toronto Bills. We have a strike on Scott Zimnicki. Speaking of Scott Zimnicki, he lives on the West Coast now. Another great pavilion night, by the way. His whole family were. There's a ball. And we have a base hit. It looks like we're going to go for the winning run with 0 out. Bottom of the ninth. 4-4 tie. Will Betty DeJesus be the hero of the game? There's a ball. And that should be... Oh, it's an out! This should be it right here. And that's it. We get the run coming in. That should be the game. And that's it. Walk-off single. You won. Ryan's team 4, Toronto Bills 5. Game MVP, Kelly Sperino Pease with a winning run. Congratulations. See what you got here, ladies and gentlemen? Missing out on a whole lot of fun. All right, that was cool. 200 fans, plus 9. Looks like 400 coins. How do you like that? All right, let's go do some live traffic for you. Let's see what's going on at 10:15 a.m. No, not today, doesn't look like. There we go. Should be it there. Okay, we're going to switch over to the live traffic. That's not it. Well, I don't know what to do. There we go. Swing it back over. Hello. And on my rolling desk here, here we do some live traffic for you. Live traffic brought to you by Jason Reese Media. Jason Reese Media, where it's all about Jason Reese. At 10:17 a.m. And as I look west, heading toward Buffalo on Route 5, you have very sparse traffic, nothing you can't maneuver around. On the way back, heading east toward Leroy, you have a little heavier traffic flow. But remember, since this is live traffic, as soon as I'm done speaking about this, it could be back to no cars, which it looks like right now. And on this side, we have Denny's, we have Lambert's Design, Falcone's Electricity, we have Five Star Bank, we have Tops Market, and also we have Batavia Downs Gaming. And if you look to the left, you see Settlers Family Restaurant and Billy Goat's Restaurant. Also, we have on this side of town West Main Liquor Store and Napa Auto Parts. Not after me. Promise my love that I wanted to share and dream. And that concludes that live weather update, live traffic update. Live traffic brought to you by Jason Reese Media. Jason Reese Media, where it's all about Jason Reese. Streaming live from the city of Batavia, New York. Let's get back to my... There we go. Need the tapestry in the background. All right, here. Let's go back and do some headlines for you as we get further and closer to closing it at 10:20 a.m. on the Sunday, August 23rd, 2015. Headlines brought to you by Jason Reese Media. We have Western wildfires out in Washington State. We have NFL preseason, Major League Baseball, PGA golf in North Carolina, and campaign 2016 is in full effect. Also, I forgot to mention that Monday, tomorrow, Genesee Community College opens for another season of education at their excellent campus in the town of Batavia, New York. On Sunday, for the weather, it's going to be a high of 82, a low of 62. For Monday, high of 75, low of 53. Looks like high of 81, low of 55. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, high of 70, low of 53. No current temperature as of right now. Let's see here. We talked about, we have to talk about an incident which took place in Paris, France the other day. 3 American tourists subdued a potential serial killer, not mass murder on a train in France, and the president of the United States and France acknowledged it, because if no one would have stopped this guy, it probably would have been pretty bad. He had a AK-47, a knife, a box cutter, and their catchphrase was "Let's go." And if you remember flight out of which crashed in Shanksville, their catchphrase was "Let's roll." So it's trying to stop terrorism in its tracks, and that looks like one of the few ways you can actually do it is by literally stopping it in its tracks. But good for those guys. They could have been selfish, they could have cowered, but instead they stood up and took action, and they saved a lot of innocent lives. And that's what you want to see more of nowadays, because this world has gone really violent. And the popular consensus is, let's blame Obama. Well, right now it doesn't look like it's his fault, to tell you the truth about it. But anyways, that's what happened a couple of days ago on a train in Paris, France. As for myself, we spoke about earlier the schedule for upcoming Good Morning Batavia. Remember, it's on Sundays. It's only a half hour long because of the fact that I'm using this new type of format. Well, it's not new, but you know, for me it is, because this is the only. I used to do radio, college radio. I did internet radio. Never did commercial radio, but I like doing this. This is like my own little, I guess you can call it a blog, also a video blog, but it's also a good news program. So if anything were to take place right now, we would be able to get it to you live. And also, as I said before, I can just save it for prosperity's purposes, and which is what I'm basically going to do. It's 10:23 a.m. You're watching Good Morning Batavia here live from the city of Batavia, New York. I am your host, Jason D. Reese. Coming up next week, I'm going to try to have an interview with Billy Blackshear, bass player for a band called Soulcraft. It's hard to get interviews when you live in a very non-media friendly community. Oh, I don't want to be on video. I don't know how to do this. And it's like, come on, it's 2015. You should know how to do this in case you're being interviewed. You should know how to do this in case you're on a hot seat whatsoever. And that's another reason why I'm doing this show, to keep me prepared to do stuff like this in case something happens down the road. Well, Jason, you there's a camera on your face, there's a microphone on your face. How are you going to react? Are you going to be shy, or going to give weak answers, or are you going to be prepared like I am? And I'm ready to go. You know, if someone were to bring a camera and do a story on me, I'd be ready to go. It wouldn't even be a problem. Speaking of not a problem, let's see if I have some of my hardware here. Here it is. Hang on. Some of the hardware I use to get my video shots. Right now I have a little Craig system here. It's pretty neat. Hit this here. There we go. Now in a few seconds I'm going to show a videotape of me recording me. There you go. How do you like that? So this is from a Craig, and I got this at the Salvation Army for like about 99 cents. Over here I have another little gadget I got from the Salvation Army. Little HD player here. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, there we go. This is live as it happens, by the way. So we can't see it now, but it has a pretty good screen on it, as you can tell. See it? It should be showing me. And I think that's exactly what it's doing. Well, whatever is in this, yeah, there I am right there. So this is another thing. I like taking this to the Muck Dog games and getting some shots in that way. And finally, I have another product I got at the Salvation Army. It's a nice little Kodak camera. So we have some good equipment here. Eventually, I want to upgrade and get some better stuff, but for now, this is fine. And what do we have here? Nice. Little Kodak camera here. I took a couple shots with this at the Muck Dog game also. So, there you have it. That's basically how I have my home little studio here in Batavia, New York for Good Morning Batavia. And at 10:26 a.m., you're watching Good Morning Batavia here in Batavia, New York. I am your host, Jason Reese. Upcoming programming we have for September, NFL Kickoff, which is on a Thursday night on NBC. And the following week, following Sunday, we'll begin our regular broadcast season. Right now, this is preseason, learning how to get the kinks out, adding some lighting, adding a tapestry. It helps a lot. Over there, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Maybe I'll just pull this down next week, and because it's like a little. See what I got going on here? Yeah, you can see the difference already. So that's what I'm going to be doing as I fix up the studio. Also, I'll be looking for a new apartment, and sometime down the road, I want a new job. I would like to work in social media. So if you know anyone with a social media job, let me know, please. Thank you very much. And I'd like to work in either Rochester, Buffalo, or Batavia. I've been in Batavia since 1999. I was born in Rochester, New York, so I don't really feel I need to move anywhere this late in life. And if I did move somewhere this late in life, they're going to really have to pay. So, but right now, I'm enjoying what's going on here in Batavia. I have a job, I have a place to live, and I'm relatively happy right now. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, we're going to wrap up Good Morning Batavia for this Sunday, August 23rd, 2015. Good Morning Batavia is written, produced, directed, engineered by myself, Jason Reese, for Jason Reese Media. We haven't have a copyright on this version yet because this is a whole new format, so I have to get out to Washington, D.C. and get some copyright forms so I can start copywriting this stuff. Next week, it's like I said, interview hopefully with Billy Blackshear. He's a bass player in the band Soulcraft and a community activist here in Batavia, New York. So next week will be the 20. What's today? Next week will be the 30th. Wow, it's almost end of August. And how do you like that? It was a very hot and muggy August thus far here in Batavia, New York. Forgot to remind you, I think I'm going to be one of these days, once my leg heals a little bit better, I'll be on a golf course. And we'll be doing, heading over to Meadowbrook to start practicing, learning how to tee off, hit from the fairways, and use the putting green. I haven't played golf in quite a while. My playing golf was like me when I played guitar. I could play it, but I didn't understand it. Now that I understand it, I want to do it a little bit better than what I'm doing. And anyways, it's 10:29 a.m. This is Good Morning Batavia here in the city of Batavia, New York. And I'll let you look at traffic one more time as we say goodbye today. There you go. We have Billy Goats there. Let's just bring it over this way a little. There you go. This is the former store there. I got a red car that's looking at me right now, and hopefully I got it on videotape. And I do. It's right there. So we're going to get that license plate and see who or what it is. Anyways, it's 10:29 a.m. I am your host, Jason Reese. I just want to say thank you for watching this, even though I have 0 viewers right now. I've been getting views on YouTube for people who can't see it live, and that's pretty cool too. Either way, just get a chance to see it and see what you can do in your own little room. It's 10:30 a.m. and that's it for today for Good Morning Batavia. I am your host, Jason Reese. Join me next week as we have another episode, a live episode of Good Morning Batavia, live from the city of Batavia, New York. Anyways, for Good Morning Batavia, I am your host, Jason Reese. Have a good morning, Batavia, and I will see you next week. Goodbye. And that's a wrap.